Isha Upanishad, it says Vidya and Avidya. There are two concepts. That andham tamah gamishyanti ye vidyam upasate. They go to darkness who worship avidya, ignorance, but they go to greater darkness who worship knowledge. It's very counterintuitive, isn't it? So what does it mean? By vidya and avidya is meant, avidya is multiplicity. The knowledge of multiplicity. Avidya is ignorance, where we see everything as separate and distinct. That's how we are, right? Avidya is the knowledge of multiplicity. And Vidya is the knowledge of oneness, of unity consciousness. So why does it say that they go to darkness who pursue avidya? Means those who pursue multiplicity, those who live only in the world of matter, those who only are in this relational, material awareness, they go to darkness. This is understandable. But why do they go to greater darkness who follow knowledge? Because we need to understand the three Purushas that Gita speaks about to understand this Isha better. So we have a Kshara Purusha, that is soul in nature. And then we have an Akshara Purusha, the Atman. And when we seek knowledge or Vidya, this Atman is a universal Purusha, which is Samam Brahman. It has no multiplicity. We become one and we give up our ego. So we don't exist anymore and we completely are in inaction. We cannot act anymore because we are completely liberated. And if we pursue just that, then we go into greater darkness because we can never comprehensively master the world. We have left the world as it is. Okay? So, what the Gita proposes and what the Upanishads propose and what the Veda proposes is that beyond the Kshara and Akshara, Gita says, is the Uttama Purusha. The Uttama Purusha is the Purushottama. And it again and again, the whole of Gita after the 6th chapter, 12 chapters, Krishna is telling Arjuna that once you reach Akshara Purusha, don't just think this is the final aim. Because you have to go higher. As long as you have found the Kshara Purusha, you are living in matter. But if you have found just your Akshara Purusha, then you've given up life and you disintegrate. When the ego is given up, within some weeks, the body just disintegrates. We cannot do work in the world. But to do work in the world, and that is what Isha Upanishad also says, that Jiji Vishet Shatam Samaha, let us wish to live 100 years and work. But that work should not be driven by personal desire. But it has to be work done for Lokasangraha, for bringing people together, for uplifting humanity. So this is the thing we are trying to resolve, that as long as we live in matter, we have karma, we are generating at every stage because we are acting through the ego. And the Gita says the ego has these 3 gunas of sattva, rajas and tamas, the prakriti. As long as we are acting through our prakriti, there is no liberation possible. Because every act is creating another consequence. Now, liberation means therefore, logically one would think that not to do this action, not to engage in this prakriti, in this matter. And that is what for times immemorial, the rishis and sadhus have sought, nirvana. Nirvana is this Atman or Brahman, which Sri Aurobindo calls, or the self, S capital. It is the Akshara Purusha, which when you achieve, then you are no more in this gunas and prakriti. You have given up the prakriti, you are completely in the Purusha, in the Akshara Purusha, and you do not generate any karma, but you do not do any work either. So how do you combine these two? And there is no way out, and that's why there is Madhavacharya's Dvaita. But the Gita, and that is the Uttamam Rahasyam of the Gita, the supreme secret of the Gita is that Beyond the Kshara and Akshara, there is an Uttama Purusha, there is a supreme person who combines both this personal and impersonal divine. And when you become that Uttama Purusha, then the Uttama Purusha's Prakriti is the Para Prakriti. So your nature grows beyond the gunas. From Prakriti, you assume the Para Prakriti. You become from the Prakriti through Maya to Shakti. You become, and that's when your action does not attach to you. You do not generate any karma after that. Therefore, the Gita says that we attain from the tamasic to the rajasic to sattvic state, but even when we have reached sattvic, we are still in the gunas, we are still in the prakriti. But sattva is that lever that takes us beyond the gunas into the paraprakriti, and that's when we are liberated from nature. So this is how you can combine matter and spirit. While being in this world, you can act in the world, but you will not attach karma to yourself, because it is not your prakriti driven by desire and ego and attachment that is working through the three gunas, but it is the para prakriti, the supreme will, that is getting executed through you.